हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द चैनल। दिस इज़ पॉलिटी सीरीज़। इसमें नेक्स्ट चैप्टर जो है हमारा वो द गवर्नेंस सिस्टम है। तो चलिए देख लेते हैं इसमें हमें क्या क्या पढ़ना है। गवर्नमेंट द गवर्नमेंट इज़ एन इंस्टीट्यूशन और अ सिस्टम मेड ऑफ अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल दैट टेक्स केयर और manages a country or a state. Every government has its own constitution or a set of fundamental principles that it follows to ensure effective governance. An autocracy is a form of government where the supreme power or rule is in the hands of one individual or entity. Autocracy includes absolute monarchy, where a family or a group of families rule a country. इसका एग्जाम्पल आप दे सकते हैं, कौन सी कंट्री है तो कमेंट करिए। द पोस्ट ऑफ मोनार्क इज इनहेरिटेड इन एन एब्सोल्यूट मोनार्की। मोनार्की इज द ओल्डेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट। नाउ ऑटोक्रेसी ऑल्सो इंक्लूड्स डिक्टेटरशिप। Dictatorship is a form of government in which an individual possesses absolute power without any effective limitations. Democracy is the most popular form of governance at present. In this form of government, the final power resides with the people, we the people of India. The state has four essential elements: population, territory, government, and sovereignty. Sovereignty is the most important element. India before 1947 was not a state because though it had three other elements which were population, territory, and government, but we were not sovereign. That is population, territory, and government. Fourth and most important one, sovereignty, was missing because of the British control over India. Swashashan. Swashashan. Sovereignty. There are mainly two types of systems of governance: पार्लियामेंट्री एंड प्रेसिडेंशियल। पार्लियामेंट्री कहाँ पर है और प्रेसिडेंशियल कहाँ पर है आप बता सकते हैं। इंडिया में पार्लियामेंट है और प्रेसिडेंशियल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट यूएसए में है। इंडिया फॉलोज अ पार्लियामेंट्री फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट which is influenced by the parliamentary system of the UK. In the parliamentary system, members of the executive branch are taken from the legislature and are also accountable to the legislature. The parliamentary system of government is also known as the cabinet form of government. The government is responsible to the popular house of the legislature and remains in power till it has support of a majority of members in that house. Thus, the cabinet form of government is a mechanism to ensure collective responsibility of the government to the people. In India, the cabinet is headed by the head of the government, the Prime Minister. Head of the state is the President. India is a democratic republic where the supreme power is vested in the people of India. The Indian political system does not provide for a unified authority but makes a division of power between union and the states. The Indian constitution has both federal and unitary features. In its federal characteristics, it has written constitution, division of power between the center and states, independent judiciary, and bicameral legislature. However, it also includes unitary features like single citizenship, appointment of governors by the president, declaration of emergency, and the power of parliament for implementation of international agreements like related to climate change and everything. In the presidential form of government, the president is the head of the executive branch. The best example of the presidential form of government is the government of USA. Granville Austin described Indian federalism as a cooperative federalism. K.C. Weir describes it as quasi-federal. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar stated that the constitution has not been set in a tight mold of federalism. That is, it contains both federal as well as unitary features. ग्रैनविल ऑस्टिन का नाम एक और जगह आया था, आपको याद है अगर प्रीवियस वीडियोस देख के तो आप कमेंट करिए नीचे। और ये ग्रैनविल ऑस्टिन जी ने क्या कहा, केसी वियर और बी आर अम्बेडकर जी ने क्या क्या कहा, इस पे भी सवाल बनता है। चलिए, विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग बेस्ट डिफाइंस द टर्म स्टेट? A community of persons permanently occupying a definite territory independent of external control and possessing an organized government. Option B, a politically organized people of a definite territory and possessing an authority to govern them, maintain law and order, protect their natural rights, and safeguard their means of sustenance. Option C, a number of persons who have been living in a definite territory for a long time with their own culture, tradition, and government. Option D, a society permanently living in a definite territory with a central authority, an executive responsible to the central authority, and an independent judiciary. तो यहाँ पे आप इसके कॉन्ट्रडिक्शंस निकल सकते हैं कि परमानेंटली तो हम टेरिटरी में रह रहे थे विद अ सेंट्रल अथॉरिटी, बट क्या हम सोवरेन थे? तो नहीं थे. एन एग्जीक्यूटिव रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द सेंट्रल अथॉरिटी, देयर वॉज एन एग्जीक्यूटिव एंड एन इंडिपेंडेंट जुडिशरी वॉज ऑल्सो देयर. तो इसका एक्सप्लेनेशन देख लेते हैं. अ स्टेट इज अ कम्युनिटी ऑफ पर्सन्स मोर और लेस न्यूमरस permanently occupying a definite position of territory, independent or nearly so of external control. ये कहाँ पे बोला था? independent of external control, यहाँ पे, इसलिए ऑप्शन ए करेक्ट है. and possessing an organized government to which the great body of inhabitants render habitual obedience. ये गार्नर जी ने कहा था. The term state is central to the study of political science. Following are the elements of a state: people, that is community of persons permanently living there; government, territory, and sovereignty. It has an independent say in all domestic and external decision making. Next question, which one is the most prominent element of a state? That is sovereignty. 4 एलिमेंट्स ऊपर हमने देखे, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट कौन सा है? सोवरेनिटी. स्टेट हैज़ 4 एसेंशियल एलिमेंट्स: पॉपुलेशन, टेरिटरी, गवर्नमेंट एंड सोवरेनिटी. अमंग ऑल of them, sovereignty is the most important. India before 1947 was not given a state because though it had other 3 elements, the 4th and most important was missing. With reference to the sovereignty of India, which of the following statements are correct? India is a member of Commonwealth of Nations. That is correct. Sovereignty of India is curtailed due to its membership of Commonwealth of Nations. जी नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. तो ए करेक्ट हो जाएगा. The word sovereign implies that India is neither a dependency nor a dominion of any other nation, but an independent state. Though in 1947 India declared the continuation of her full membership to the Commonwealth of Nations and accepted the British Crown as the head of the Commonwealth, this extra constitutional declaration does not affect India's sovereignty in any matter. Idea of the preamble has been borrowed in Indian Constitution from the Constitution of Italy, France, Canada or USA. So USA. Idea of preamble was borrowed from the Constitution of USA, whereas language of the preamble was borrowed from Australia. Idea from USA and language from Australia. Next, Constitution of India provides which type of governance system? तो democratic, parliamentary, presidential या semi-democratic? It's parliamentary. There are mainly 2 types of system of governance: parliamentary and presidential. India follows the parliamentary form of government, which is influenced by the parliamentary system of UK. In a parliamentary system, executive branch derives its democratic legitimacy from the legislature and is also accountable to the legislature. In a parliamentary system of government, judiciary controls executive, executive controls judiciary, executive controls legislature, legislature controls executive. ये हमने ऊपर देखा. Legislature controls executive. 3 bodies, independent bodies होती हैं: judiciary, legislature and executive. Legislature controls executive. In a parliamentary system of government, executive is controlled by legislature. In a parliamentary system of government is one in which all political parties in the parliament are represented in the government. The government is responsible to the parliament and can be removed by it. The government is elected by the people and can be removed by them. Can people remove them? The government is chosen by the parliament but cannot be removed by it before completion of a fixed term. तो आपने पहले भी डिसॉल्व होते देखा, ऐसा तो है नहीं कि सारी गवर्नमेंट्स 5 years सर्व कर पाती हैं. अगर वो अपनी मेजॉरिटी प्रूव नहीं कर पाती हैं ऑन द फ्लोर तो वो डिसॉल्व हो जाती हैं. तो ये वाला ऑप्शन और ये वाला कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी टू ईच अदर है. गवर्नमेंट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू द पार्लियामेंट एंड कैन बी रिमूव्ड बाय इट. ऑल पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज रिप्रेजेंटेड इन द गवर्नमेंट. तो ऐसा तो नहीं होता है कोई एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी या कुछ गुट जो उनका साथ देते हैं वो गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म करते हैं. सभी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज गवर्नमेंट नहीं बनाती हैं. तो ऑप्शन बी करेक्ट हो जाएगा. इन अ पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट members of executive branch are taken from legislature and are also accountable to the legislature, that is parliament. The parliamentary system of government, also known as the cabinet form of government, government is responsible to the legislature's popular house. यहाँ पे popular house कौन सा है? लोकसभा. And remains in power till it has support of the majority of members in the house, not the people who have elected. The parliamentary form of government was first introduced in which country? तो हमने ये derive किया UK से. Modern concept of parliamentary government emerged in the Kingdom of Great Britain. The notable historian Professor Pushpesh Pant has also mentioned about the UK being the birthplace of the parliamentary government in his famous book विश्व का इतिहास. किसके द्वारा लिखी गई है? प्रोफेसर पुष्पेश पंत. The Indian parliamentary system is different from the British parliamentary system in that India has both a real and a nominal executive, a system of collective responsibility, bicameral legislature, the system of judicial review. ये हमने US से लिया है, ये UK में नहीं है. तो इसलिए इन्होंने कहा था कि ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम से कैसे डिफरेंट है. Constitution of India adopted the process of judicial review from US Constitution, which is not applicable to the British parliamentary system, while the rest of the options are applicable to both the parliamentary systems. We adopted parliamentary democracy based on the British model, but now does our model differ from that model? As regards legislation, the British Parliament is supreme or sovereign, but in India the power of Parliament to legislate is limited. Is it? In India, matters related to the constitutionality of the amendment of an act of the Parliament are referred to the Constitution bench by the Supreme Court. Select the correct answer. तो yes, दोनों ही correct हैं. कैसे? The parliamentary sovereignty is a principle of the UK Constitution. It makes Parliament the supreme legal authority in the UK, which can create or end any law. Generally, the courts cannot overrule its legislation and no parliament can pass laws that future parliaments cannot change. Therefore, statement 1 is correct. But India follows a constitutional government where the power of parliament to legislate is limited by the constitution. In the case of India, the concept of basic structure has molded the judiciary to a certain extent. Basic structure principle has stood as a pillar for the Indian judiciary. It gives the power to the judiciary to curb any action of the legislature and executive branch if it is found to be contradictory. The provision for a constitution bench has been provided in the Constitution of India under Article 143 and Article 145 subpart 3. It is the Chief Justice of India who is constitutionally authorized to constitute a constitutional bench and refer cases to it. A constitution bench consists of at least 5 or more judges of the court who are set up to decide substantial questions of law with regard to the interpretation of the constitution in a case. So statement 2 is also correct. Always bench will be an odd number so that it can be decisive. विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट द फीचर ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? पार्लियामेंट्री गवर्नमेंट है, प्रेसिडेंशियल गवर्नमेंट नहीं है, इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ जुडिशरी है, फेडरल गवर्नमेंट है। ऑप्शन बी, presidential form of government is not a feature of the Indian constitution. Parliamentary government, independent judiciary and federal government are the characteristics of the Indian constitution. Which one of the following is incorrect about the Indian political system? Secular state, parliamentary system of the government, federal policy, presidential system of the government? No, this is incorrect. India has a parliamentary form of government, not a presidential form. The president is only the formal head of the government. In other words, he is nominal head of the executive branch. Real executive being the Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister. Indian Constitution adopted a form of secular state and federal system. There is parliamentary system of government in India because Lok Sabha is elected directly by the people. Parliament can amend the constitution. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. Council of Ministers is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Executive is responsible to legislature. इसलिए parliamentary system of government है. Parliamentary system of government is a system of democratic government in which members of the executive are taken from the legislature and are accountable for the same. Therefore, executive council of ministers is responsible to the Lok Sabha, that is House of the People. Main advantage of the parliamentary form of government is that executive and legislature work independently. It provides continuity of policy and is more efficient. The executive remains responsible to the legislature. ये main advantage है. The head of the government cannot be changed without election. One of the main advantages of parliamentary form is that executive remains responsible to the legislature. This results in the formation of a responsible government. In such a government system, the executive branch derives its legitimacy from legislature. In the context of India, which of the following principles are implied institutionally in the parliamentary government? Members of the cabinet are the members of the parliament. Ministers hold the office till they enjoy confidence in the parliament. The cabinet is headed by the head of the state. Is it? Correct answer is 1 and 2. Head of state nominal head होते हैं, जो कि यहाँ पर प्रेसिडेंट जी हैं, प्रेसिडेंट साहब हैं. बट कैबिनेट को हेड कौन करते हैं? प्राइम मिनिस्टर, जो कि हेड ऑफ काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स होते हैं. Parliamentary system. The Union Council of Ministers exercises in parliamentary system, the Union Council of Ministers exercises executive authority. The Council of Ministers is responsible to the lower house of parliament, which is called the House of the People. Any minister who is not a member of either house of parliament for 6 consecutive months shall at the expiration of that period cease to be a minister according to Article 75 subpart 5. According to Article 75 Part 3, the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of People, which is Lok Sabha. The statement 1 and 2 are correct, but 3 is not correct. Cabinet is headed by the head of the government, that is Prime Minister. Head of the state is President. Which one of the following statements is correct regarding parliamentary form of government? The legislature is responsible to judiciary. Is it? Legislature is responsible to executive. ये तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, because executive is responsible to legislature. Legislature and executive are independent. President is responsible to judiciary. देख लेते हैं. Features of parliamentary form of government are executive is responsible to legislature. तो आपका ऑप्शन बी करेक्ट हो गया. Majority party rule होता है. Collective responsibility. Nominal and real executives. Political homogeneity. Double membership. Leadership of Prime Minister. Dissolution of lower house and secrecy of procedure. Out of the following statements, choose the one that brings out the principle underlying the cabinet form of government. An arrangement for minimizing the criticism against the government whose responsibilities are complex and hard to carry out to satisfaction of all. A mechanism for speeding up the activities of the government whose responsibilities are increasing day by day. A mechanism of parliamentary democracy for ensuring collective responsibility of the government to the people. यहाँ पे आपने पिछले क्वेश्चन में देखा था ये कि collective responsibility. A device for strengthening the hands of the head of the government whose hold over the people is in state of decline. तो ये option C. Parliamentary system of government is also known as the cabinet form of government or responsible government. This type of government is accountable to the popular house of the legislature and remains in power till it has majority in that house. Thus, the cabinet form of government is a mechanism to ensure collective responsibility of the government to the people. In a presidential government, all the executive powers are vested in president, who serves as both head of the state and head of the government. The cardinal features of political system in India are: it is a democratic republic, yes. It has parliamentary form of government, yes. The supreme power vests in the people of India, yes. It provides for unified authority. Unified authority तो नहीं है यहाँ पे. It is divided. So, the cardinal feature of the political system in India is that it is a democratic republic where the supreme power is vested in the people of India. Has parliamentary form of government, however, it does not provide for a unified authority but makes a separation of power between the union and states. Consider the following statements. India is a democratic polity. India is a sovereign state. India has a democratic society. India is a welfare state. ये चारों स्टेटमेंट्स आपको करेक्ट लग रहे होंगे. According to Constitution, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. Architect of Indian Constitution provided for a welfare state by the provision of directive principles of the state policy. Which one of the following is not a feature of the Indian polity? Government following the Constitution, democratic government, rule of law, authoritarian government. तो यहाँ पर नहीं है. There is a rule of law in India. India has a democratic government which is opposite to authoritarian government. After every 5 years, people of India elect their representatives who constitute a government following the Constitution of India. The central and state governments get authority from Indian Constitution, President of India, Prime Minister or Indian Parliament. So they get authority from Indian Constitution. Parliamentary form of government. The Constitution of India has opted for the parliamentary form of government. It is also known as the Westminster model of government, responsible government, etc. The Constitution establishes a parliamentary system not only at the center but also in the states. Hence, the Constitution is the source of authority for both central and state governments. Consider the following statement and choose the correct answer. Assertion. India is a democratic country, correct. India has a constitution of its own, correct. क्योंकि इसका अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है इसलिए डेमोक्रेटिक है? नहीं. तो A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Which of the following is not a feature of good governance? Accountability, rule of law, transparency, and red tapeism is not a feature of good governance. रेड टेपिज्म, लाल फीता शाही हिंदी में बोलते हैं, refers to excessive regulation which hinders or prevents action or decision making. Thus, it is not a feature of good governance. On the other hand, accountability, transparency and rule of law are features of good governance. Welfare state aims to secure maximum welfare of maximum number, management of welfare of weaker sections, provide health facilities, none of the above. It is management of welfare of weaker sections. Welfare state is a concept of government in which the state plays a key role in protection and promotion of the social and economic well-being of its citizens. It is based on the principles of equality of opportunity, equitable distribution of wealth, and public responsibility for those unable to avail themselves of minimum necessities for a good life. The state is everywhere. It leaves hardly a gap. This statement explains the concept of a welfare state, communist state, democratic or police state. It's a welfare states concept. Which one of the following is not the philosophy of the Constitution of India? Welfare state, socialist state, political equality, communist state. We are not communist state. Philosophy and ideals of the Constitution are reflected in the preamble. India is a democratic republic committed to providing equality of opportunity and status. Preamble describes a socialist state as an ideal to be realized by India. To provide for political equality, India has adopted the principle of adult franchisee. Communist state, however, is not the philosophy of the Constitution of India. Which one of the following statements is correct? Constitution of India is presidential? No, it's parliamentary. India is a titular monarchy? No, we are republic. India is an aristocracy? No. India is a parliamentary democracy? Yes. What is the main source of political power in India? We the people of India. Which one of the following is a basic feature of the presidential government? Rigid constitution, single executive, supremacy of the legislature, residual powers of the state. So single executive. Basic feature of presidential government is single executive. In such a government, the power is centralized. Which of the following is correct? Main feature of presidential form of government is head of the executive is president. The president appoints his council of ministers. President cannot dissolve the legislature. All are correct. Main feature of presidential form of government is that the president is the head of the state executive. He also appoints his council of ministers, but he cannot dissolve the legislature. So option D is the correct. In which country was the presidential form of government first formed? So in USA. Presidential form of government first emerged in America. American presidency is regarded as the oldest and purest form of presidential government. In this type of system, executive power of the whole government administration is vested in the president. He is elected indirectly by the people for a fixed period. The democracy of India is based on the fact that Constitution is written, fundamental rights have been provided, public enjoys the rights to choose and change the government. Directive principles of the state policy have been provided here. तो democracy किससे define होती है? For the people, by the people, of the people. So public enjoys the right to choose and change the government. Democracy of India is based on the fact that people have the right to elect their representatives who form the government. It is a political system where people are supreme and have freedom to choose and change government at the time of election. Democracy's superior virtue lies in the fact that it calls into activity the intelligence and character of ordinary men and women. The methods for strengthening executive leadership. नहीं, यहाँ पे तो executive is responsible to legislature. Superior individual with dynamism and vision, a band of dedicated party workers. So no. Democracy requires the participation of the people who are at the helm of the government, and they have to choose the right person to represent them. Participation develops awareness and enriches them with the information required to make decisions. The onus of the success of democracy is directly linked to the quality of decisions made by people. Thus, the virtue of democracy lies in the fact that it builds on the wisdom and character of common people. India is a republic. This means it is the people who are the final authority in all matters. तो ये तो democracy का मतलब होता है. There is no parliamentary system of government in India, इसलिए ये republic है. There are no hereditary rulers in India, क्योंकि hereditary rulers monarchy में होते हैं. India is a union of state, इसलिए republic है. No, option C is correct. Republic means a state in which supreme power is held by the people and the head of the state is elected by the people through election. In the case of India, the head of the state is elected by indirect election, that is through elected representatives. Hence India is a republic. India is republic, which implies that head of the state is elected. Country is free, इसलिए रिपब्लिक है. कंट्री पोजेसेस अ डेमोक्रेटिक सिस्टम ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, इसलिए रिपब्लिक है. द फाइनल अथॉरिटी रेस्ट विद द पार्लियामेंट, इसलिए रिपब्लिक है. नो. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which one of the following determines that Indian constitution is federal? Written and non-flexible constitution, free judiciary, residual powers are vested in center or union, distribution of power between union and states. schedules पढ़ रहे थे तो उसमें federal पढ़ रहे थे हम 7th schedule में, तो इसलिए ऑप्शन डी. The democratic governments are classified into two categories, unitary and federal. In a unitary constitution, all the powers are concentrated in the central authority. States are subordinated to such central authority. In a federal constitution, there is a distribution of power among the center and states. States are not subordinates of the center. In the Indian constitution, there is a provision for the distribution of powers between the union and states in the 7th schedule. So it is called the federal constitution. Next, Indian constitution is rigid, flexible, neither rigid nor flexible, partly rigid and partly flexible. So yes, it is partly rigid and partly flexible. Indian constitution is considered a combination of flexibility and rigidity, as it is partly rigid and partially rigid and partially flexible. Some of its provisions can be amended by a simple majority, and some of the provisions need a 2/3 majority under Article 368 for amendments. Even after the special 2/3 majority, some of them need ratification by at least 50% of the state legislature. Which one of the following points differentiates the Indian parliamentary system and the British parliamentary system? Collective responsibility, judicial review is not there in British parliamentary system. Bicameral legislature भी है, real and nominal executive है. In the absence of written constitution, the British Parliament is a sovereign body where the Indian Parliament is subject to the Constitution of India. Its powers are not absolute in the British sense of the term. The Supreme Court has the power of judicial review. It can declare any legislative action which is inconsistent with the basic structure of the Constitution of India as null and void. Consider the following statements and select the correct answer from the quote given at the end. Constitution of India provides for a federal system. Yes. It has created a very strong center. Yes. But because it has a very strong center, that is why it provides for a federal system. So no. Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation. As per Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the constitution can be both unitary as well as federal according to the requirements of time and circumstances. In normal times, it is framed to work as a federal system, but in times of war or emergency, it is so designed as to make it work as though it was a unitary system. Thus, both are correct, but R is not the proper explanation of A. I hope it is visible now. Federalism is not practical in India. India is not a federal state. तो ऐसा तो है नहीं. A is true, practical नहीं है. India is not a complete federal state because some provisions in the Indian Constitution give it a unitary character. So the Indian Constitution is federal in nature but unitary in spirit, quasi-federal. However, a number of constitutional experts accept it as a federal state as there is a division of powers between the union and states. K.C. Weir describes the Indian constitution as quasi-federal. Thus, A is true and R is false. Which one of the following in Indian polity is an essential feature that indicates that it is federal in character? Independence of judiciary is safeguarded. इसलिए फेडरल है. यूनियन लेजिस्लेचर हैज़ इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स फ्रॉम कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट यूनिट्स, इसलिए ये फेडरल है. यूनियन कैबिनेट कैन हैव इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स फ्रॉम रीजनल पार्टीज. The fundamental rights are enforceable by courts of law. Independence of judiciary is an essential condition of the federal system because it is the judiciary which has the power of interpretation of the constitution. This is correct. Next, which of the following is not a federal feature of the Indian Constitution? Distribution of power between center and states, entirely written constitution, single citizenship, इंडिपेंडेंट जुडिशरी. तो ये तो आपने ऊपर देखा कि है एंटायरली रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पावर. बट सिंगल सिटीजनशिप से फेडरलिज्म कैसे डिफाइन होता है? डुअल सिटीजनशिप होती है ना यूएस में. इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज बोथ फेडरल एंड यूनिटरी फीचर्स. इट्स फेडरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स इंक्लूड्स अ रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, rigid constitution, distribution of power between states and center, independence of judiciary and bicameral legislature, etc. However, it also includes features like single citizenship, appointment of governors by the president, declaration of emergency, and the power of parliament for agreements implementation, which are unitary characteristics. Thus, C is not a federal feature among given options. Which unitary elements are found in Indian federal system? Written constitution, rigid constitution, supremacy of the constitution. Written constitution तो है बट rigid नहीं है, flexible है. supremacy of the constitution है. appointment of governor, unitary elements पूछ रहा है तो वो रिटन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से यूनिटरी एलिमेंट तो नहीं है. सुप्रीमेसी ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ये भी यूनिटरी एलिमेंट नहीं है. अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ गवर्नर ये यूनिटरी एलिमेंट है बिकॉज स्टेट्स में गवर्नर होते हैं, सिर्फ वहाँ का लेजिस्लेचर नहीं होता है. डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ पावर्स ये क्या एक यूनिटरी एलिमेंट है? इंडिया में, इंडियन फेडरल सिस्टम में डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ पावर है. प्रेसिडेंट्स अप्रूवल ऑन स्टेट बिल्स बिकॉज गवर्नर रख सकते हैं कुछ बिल्स ऐसे जो उनके अप्रूवल के लिए आए फॉर प्रेसिडेंट्स असेंट. एंड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल क्राइसिस. वन सुप्रीम कोर्ट. लेट्स सी. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया कंटेन्स ऑल द यूजुअल फीचर्स ऑफ अ फेडरेशन. That is two governments, division of power, written constitution, rigidity of the constitution, independent judiciary and bicameralism. However, the Indian constitution also contains a large number of unitary features. That is strong center, single constitution, single citizenship, flexibility of constitution, integrated judiciary, appointment of state governor by the center, all India services, emergency provisions, etc. So यहाँ से हो जाएगा ऑप्शन डी. 4th, 6th and 7th. 4th, 6th and 7th. Next, which of the following is a unitary element in Indian federal system? Almost same question ही है. यहाँ पे भी unitary elements पूछा था और यहाँ पे भी unitary elements पूछा है. Decentralization of power, appointment of governors, yes. Then unequal representation in Rajya Sabha, judicial review and all India services, bicameral legislature. Article 1 of the Indian Constitution declares India to be a union of states. However, the Constitution has unitary element in the federal structure. For example, provisions for powerful center, single citizenship, appointment of governors, all India services and unequal representation in Rajya Sabha are unitary elements. Which of the following statements about the federal system in India are correct? The Constitution introduces a federal system as the basic structure of government. There is a strong admixture of unitary bias. Both the union and state legislatures are sovereign. Federal system का part है that they are sovereign. The legislative, financial and judicial powers have been divided between the union and its units. Constitution of India introduces a federal system as the basic structure of government as there is the distribution of power as given under the 7th schedule of the Constitution under Article 245 to 255, which is related to the distribution of legislative powers. However, features like single citizenship, appointment of governors by President, power of the Parliament to legislate on any matter of state list in a time of emergency, that is Article 250, power of Parliament to legislate on a matter of state in the national interest, Article 249 shows a strong unitary system. Hence, statement 1 and 2 are correct. 3 and 4 are wrong because the state legislature does not have the power in reference to foreign and defense matters. This power comes under the Union Parliament. So, only Union is sovereign, not the state. There is only hierarchy in the judicial system, not the division of judicial power between the Union and state. So, option 4 is also wrong. Next is question number 47. Which one of the following characteristics is not true for unitary form of government? Swift decision, flexible, ideal for large countries, uniformity of laws. Not true for unitary form of government. Unitary form of government या federal, unitary versus फेडरल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट का साइज ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट से कुछ रिलेशनशिप नहीं है, इसीलिए आइडियल फॉर लार्ज कंट्रीज ऐसा कुछ है तो ऐसा नहीं है, इसलिए दिस इज नॉट ट्रू. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ अ यूनिटरी फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट आर अ स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंटर, single constitution, flexibility of the constitution, emergency provisions, single citizenship, integrated judiciary, all India services, integrated audit machinery, parliament's authority over state list, appointment of governor, integrated election machinery, veto over state bills. It cannot be outrightly said that it is ideal for large countries. It only depends on countries' will. So answer will be option C. Next assertion, President of India is elected indirectly. Reason, parliamentary system in India has been combined with republicanism. So yes, we are a republic. So that is why President of India is elected indirectly. President of India is elected by indirect election. The parliamentary system in India has been combined with republicanism, as the head of the state is the president. As in a republic, there is no hereditary ruler, and all the representatives and other authorities are elected by direct or indirect election by the people of India. Thus, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Again, assertion reason. Political parties are lifeblood of democracy. Normally, people blame political parties for bad governance. So yes, this is also true, this is also true. And they are the lifeblood of democracy. This explains the assertion. Hence, both are correct and R explains assertion. In a democratic system, political parties play an important role in the formation of government. They bring people together to achieve control of the government and develop policies favorably in the interests of the people. So it is said that political parties are the lifeblood of democracy. It is also true that people usually blame political parties for bad governance. Who has proposed partyless democracy in India? Both Mahatma Gandhi and Jai Prakash Narayan supported partyless democracy in India. The primary objective of India's federal design was to weave a nation out of its many diverse parts and protect national integration. Accommodation of diversities has built a stronger, not weaker Indian nationhood. Under Article 1, India is a union of states which includes 28 states and 8 UTs. There is a division of power between the union and the states where more powers are given to the union. Indian federal design aims to weave a nation out of its many diverse parts and protect national integration. Therefore, the accommodation of diversities has resulted in a strong nationhood, not a weaker one. So both are correct and R explains A. Next question. Assertion. The nature of Indian political system embodies the elements of continuity and change. The Indian political system contains the elements of the following political system, such as the modern style, the traditional style, and saint style. So both are correct and R is the correct explanation. Like the Indian political system from the Mauryan period to the modern era, its specific elements still exist in tangible form, although the continuous and changing Indian political system from various ages and periods contained elements of modern style, traditional style, and saint style. Both are correct and R is the correct explanation. Women, Dalits, poor and minority groups are the biggest stakeholders of democracy in India. Democracy in India has emerged as a carrier for the desire of self-respect. Democracy protects individual rights and increases the self-respect and dignity of women, poor, Dalits, and minority groups. So they are the biggest stakeholders of democracy in India. Both are correct, and this explains A. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, इसमें ऑप्शन ए करेक्ट हो जाएगा. The reason for the Indian constitution being the bulkiest is that it incorporates the experience of many constitutions. It contains detailed administrative provisions. It deals with the government of a large country. It contains the constitution of both union and state governments. The Indian constitution is the longest written constitution in the world. There is no single reason for the bulkiest of the constitution in the given option. The nature of the constitution has become larger due to all the above reasons. So there is not even a single valid reason among all the choices, but all are true. So according to the explanation, all are true. डिटेल्ड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रोविजंस भी हैं इसमें. एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ मैनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस तो है, जो हमने पिछले एक वीडियो में देखा था कि कुछ चीज़ें आयरलैंड के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से, कुछ वाइमार जर्मनी से डिराइव्ड हैं, कुछ यूके से, कुछ यूएस से, कुछ रशिया से. तो इसलिए मैनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस का एक्सपीरियंस है. डील्स विद द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ अ लार्ज कंट्री. येस, देयर आर डिफरेंट प्रोविजंस, सम डिफरेंट प्रोविजंस फॉर डिफरेंट स्टेट्स. जैसे कि नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स हैं तो उनको कुछ स्पेशल कैटेगरी स्टेट्स हैं, और जैसे पहले आर्टिकल 370 था फॉर जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. तो इसलिए वो सब कुछ डेलिनेट करने की वजह से भी एक कारण है कि इट इज़ बल्कि. एंड लास्ट इज इट कंटेन्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ बोथ यूनियन एंड स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. तो येस, बोथ द प्रोविजंस आर डिफाइंड इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स इज ट्रू? फेडरल फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इज इन यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका. Government of India is a federal and unitary both. Government of France is of federal form. Prime Minister of Pakistan is appointed by the people. Explanation देख लेते हैं. The government system of America is federal. The United States of America is a federal republic consisting of 50 states. However, India is a union of 28 states and 8 union territories. Article 1 of Indian Constitution declares it as a union of states. A federal government is one in which there is a division of power between the central government and state government by the Constitution itself, and both operate in their respective jurisdictions independently. Some constitutional experts called the Indian Constitution having unitary nature because at the time of emergency it provides a strong center. But the reality is that Indian Constitution is of federal nature, having some unitary features. Which one of the following is not a feature of Indian federalism? There is an independent judiciary in India. It is there. Powers have been clearly divided between the center and the states. Yes. Union list, state list, concurrent list, residual powers. The federating units have been given unequal representation in Rajya Sabha. Yes, it is the result of an agreement among the federating units. Agreement तो नहीं हुआ है states के साथ. A written constitution, distribution of powers, supremacy of the constitution, independence of judiciary, unequal representation of states in the Rajya Sabha and dual governments all are the features of Indian federalism. However, Indian federalism is not a result of any agreement among the federating units. While using the word union, Dr. Ambedkar mentioned in the Constituent Assembly that it shows that the Indian Federation is not the result of an agreement by the units. The component units have no freedom to secede from it. They do not have any freedom to secede from it. यूनियन से स्टेट्स के पास ये फ्रीडम नहीं है कि वो खुद अलग हो जाएं, अपने आप को इंडिपेंडेंट घोषित कर दें. Thus option D is not a feature of Indian federalism. Assertion: Indian federalism is called quasi-federal. Reason is India has an independent judiciary with power of judicial review. Yes, India has an independent judiciary with power of judicial review and Indian federalism को हम quasi federal कहते हैं. बट क्योंकि judicial review है इसलिए quasi federal है. Let's see. The Constitution of India has been described in various ways. K.C. Weir describes it as quasi-federal. It means that government generally belongs to the federal system, but the Constitution enables the federation to be converted into a unitary state in case of emergency. Generally, it happens during an emergency. Independent judiciary empowered by judicial review is a crucial feature of the Constitution. Constitution of India explicitly establishes the doctrine of judicial review in the Articles 13, 32, 136, 137, 226, 227. Thus, both are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Next question 58. Indian Constitution is quasi-federal. Yes, it is. Indian Constitution is neither federal nor unitary. Yes, it's not completely federal and it is not completely unitary. So both are correct and this explains A. Framers of the Constitution adopted the federal system for two main reasons: the large size of the country and its socio-cultural diversity. There is no unanimous view among the constitutional experts regarding the nature of the Constitution. Granville Austin describes Indian federalism as cooperative federalism, while K.C. Weir describes it as a quasi-federal. In the words of D.D. Basu, the Constitution of India is neither purely federal nor unitary, but it is a combination of both. Next, what is the nature of Indian Constitution? Federal, unitary, parliamentary, federal in nature but unitary in spirit. Yes. Who called the Indian federalism as a cooperative federalism? ऊपर आपने देखा ग्रैनविल ऑस्टिन ने कहा. Who said India is a quasi-federal state? ये भी आपने यहाँ पे देखा था. K.C. Weir ने कहा था. In relation to Indian Constitution, who said that Indian Constitution establishes good balance between the rigidity and flexibility? ये देख लेते हैं. K.C. Weir was of the opinion that Indian Constitution is a quasi-federal constitution. He said that Indian Constitution establishes a good balance between rigidity and flexibility because there exists variety in the amending processes. Some provisions of the Constitution can be amended only by a simple majority and some by a special majority. Therefore, it can be termed as a good balance between rigidity and flexibility. Next, who of the following has stated that the Constitution has not been set in a tight mold of federalism? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar accepted that the Indian Constitution had not been set in the tight mold of federalism and it contains both federal and unitary characteristics. Who rejected the principles of administration as myths and proverbs? Herbert A. Simon rejected the principle of administration as myths and proverbs, while Dwight Waldo, Frank Marini, and F.W. Riggs accepted administration as myths and proverbs. Who rejected amongst them? Herbert Simon, and all these have accepted that principles of administration as myths and proverbs. Which one of the following reflects the most appropriate relationship between law and liberty? If there are more laws, there is less liberty. If there are no laws, there is no liberty. ये आपने देखा होगा. देखते हैं आगे. If there is liberty, laws have to be made by the people. If laws are changed too often, liberty is in danger. The two are not at odds with one another. Rather, they complement each other. The liberty only comes as a result of established laws. Where there are no laws to protect or provide freedom and liberty, violations of the same takes place. मतलब अगर रोड पे चलने का कोई लॉ नहीं होगा कि आपको लेफ़्ट साइड चलना है, तो आपके पास रोड पे चलने की लिबर्टी कैसे होगी? कोई कुछ भी करेगा, कोई वहीं पर अपना बेड डाल के सो जाएगा, कोई रोड पे खाना बनाएगा. तो इफ़ देर इज़ नो लॉ, देर इज़ नो लिबर्टी टू यूज़ द रोड. वही यहाँ पर है. नेक्स्ट, who among the following is concerned with the concept of development administration? Development administration is a dynamic concept that brings about socio-economic and political economic changes in society. Fred W. Riggs gave the concept of development administration. Riggs defined it to be the organized efforts to be used by large-scale organizations, notably governments, to implement policies and plans designed to meet their development objectives. Fred W. Riggs. Which one of the following thinkers favors similarities in public administration and private administration? Henry Fayol is known as the father of modern management theory. He gave the famous 14 principles of management and said these are universal in nature. So through these universal principles, Fayol tried to establish similarities in public administration and private administration. If our civilization fails, it will be mainly because of a breakdown of administration. This statement has been given by B. Donman, says that if our civilization fails, it will be mainly because of a breakdown of administration. Which one of the following is not true in relation to democratic determination? A state in which people are supreme power is vested in elected head. Supreme power is vested in person solely, likewise a king. तो ये तो democratic determination का part नहीं हुआ. A government formed by representative elected by the people. Which of the following are regarded as the main features of the rule of law? Rule of law मतलब law का राज है. Limitation of powers regarded as a main feature. Limitation of powers, equality before law, people's responsibility to the government. ये लॉ का राज है तो नहीं डिफाइन कर रहा. Liberty and civil rights. Let's see. The rule of law was propounded by A.V. Dicey, a British jurist. His concept has the following three elements: limitation of power, equality before law, and liberty and civil rights. How? Limitation of powers, that is absence of arbitrary power. There is limited power, is limited in one body, so arbitrary power is not present. No man can be punished except for a breach of law. Equality before law, that is equal subjection to all citizens to the ordinary law of the land administered by ordinary law courts. Liberty and civil rights, that is the primacy of the rights of the individual. The constitution is the result of the rights of the individual as defined and enforced by the courts. Which one of the following statements best reflects the chief purpose of the constitution of a country? It determines the objective for the making of necessary laws. It enables the creation of political offices and a government. It defines and limits the powers of the government. Yes, it secures social justice, social equality and social security. कई सारे sentences इसमें लगभग सभी they are making sense, but the question is asking best reflects the chief purpose of the constitution of a country. A nation's constitution serves primarily to establish the structure and nature of the government, thereby providing a foundation for it. A state's constitution, which is its foundational law, also establishes the roles and duties of the three branches of government, which are LEJ, legislative, executive and judiciary. However, its chief purpose is to define and limit the power of the government. In fact, the constitutional government is by definition a limited government. Consider the following statements. A constitutional government is one which places effective restrictions on individual liberty in the interest of state authority. नहीं, हमारे पास बहुत सारी लिबर्टीज़ हैं, फंडामेंटल राइट्स में हम पढ़ते हैं. Places effective restrictions on the authority of the state in the interest of individual liberty. Yes. Constitution is the source of power of the constitutional government. Constitution imposes certain limitations upon the government in the interest of the people. Constitutionalism has evolved to protect public interest and liberty from the autocratic power of government. The institutional mechanism remains present in constitutional governments to protect citizens' liberties. A constitutional government by definition is a government by legislature, popular government, multi-party government or limited government. The constitution is the source of power of a constitutional government. Constitution imposes certain limitations upon the government in the interest of people. Constitutional government means a representative government of a nation with federal structure, a government whose head enjoys nominal powers, a government whose head enjoys real powers, a government limited by the terms of the constitution. ये हमने ऊपर देखा, सेम क्वेश्चन है. इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ पॉलिटी विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वुड यू एक्सेप्ट as the most appropriate definition of liberty? Protection against the tyranny of political rulers, absence of restraint, opportunity to do whatever one likes, or opportunity to develop oneself fully. The term liberty means the absence of restraints on the activities of individuals and at the same time providing opportunities for the development of individual personalities. Liberty that our constitution provides for the provision of reservation, protection of minority rights, prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth, provide for creating an enabling atmosphere where individuals can develop themselves fully. So correct option is D. One of the implications of equality in society is the absence of privileges, restraints, competition or ideology. So absence of privileges is the implication of equality in society. The principle of equality is largely confined to the test of eradicating special privileges. This is evident in the fact that the calls for formal equality were first made in the hope of breaking down the hierarchy of ranks and orders that had survived from feudal times. Privileges granted to one class of persons on the grounds of gender, color, creed, or religion are widely regarded as irrational prejudices which fall contrary to the principle of equality. Of the following political features, which are common to India and the USA? Residuary power vested in the center, residuary powers vested in the states, president has the power of pocket veto. Yes. The upper house has some nominated members. Pocket veto is an indirect veto of a legislative bill by an executive through retention of the bill unsigned until adjournment of the legislature. President of India and the American president both possess pocket veto. The American president is bound to return the bill within 10 days if he refuses his assent, whereas there is no such time limit in the Indian Constitution for the President of India. The residuary powers are vested in the center in India and the states in USA. All the members are directly elected to the upper house of the USA, while in the upper house of the Indian Parliament, 12 members are nominated by the President. Hence, only this is common. President has the power of pocket veto. In which report of the Second Administrative Reforms Commission, that is Second ARC, barriers of good governance in India have been identified. Ethics in governance, citizen-centric administration, the heart of governance, promoting e-governance or local governance. In report 12, citizen-centric administration, the heart of governance, or the second ARC, barriers of good governance in India have been identified. It also describes the preconditions for good governance. Next is, which of the following institutes are considered necessary to promote unity among diversity in the Indian federalism? Interstate councils, and National Development Council, Finance Commission and Regional Council, Unitary Judicial System and All India Services. All of the above. Please ignore the disturbance which is coming. थोड़ी देर बाद बंद हो जाएगी. I hope I am audible. Interstate Councils and National Development Council, Finance Commission and Regional Council and Unitary Judicial System and All India Services, all these institutes are necessary to promote unity among diversity in the Indian federalism. These institutes give shape to the Indian federalism. Interstate Council, formed under Article 263 of the Constitution, aims at discussing or investigating policies, subjects of common interest and disputes among states. The National Development Council is the apex body for decision making and deliberations on the development matters in India. It is presided over by the Prime Minister. The Finance Commission, established under Article 280 of the Constitution, was formed to define the financial relations between the central government of India and the individual state government. India has adopted a unitary judicial system with the Supreme Court at the top. Article 312 of the Constitution of India provides for the constitution of all India services. In which of the following decades the parliamentary system in India shifted from centralism to federalism? The parliamentary system in India shifted from centralism to federalism during the decade of 1970s, that is 71 to 80, when the Congress party lost power in many Indian states. So that is it. यहाँ पे आपका ये गवर्नेंस सिस्टम वाला जो चैप्टर है वो फिनिश होता है. आपको वीडियो कैसा लगा यू कैन कमेंट, एंड अगर आपको अच्छा लगा तो गिव दिस वीडियो बिग थम्स अप. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग दिस वीडियो. नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम नेशनल सिंबल्स से कंटिन्यू करेंगे.